can you tell me a little bit about like how the online stuff came about? Obviously, with the netcode has gotten much better. More game companies have been adopting rollback netcode and all that stuff. But can you tell me a little bit about how the online stuff came about and how it differs from the stuff that you guys do offline?
Yeah. So 2020, obviously, COVID has hit, and everybody has to stay home, right? And we're just like, man, we're really bored. We can't go anywhere. We're not even going to work. So, you know what? Let's just play Marvel. But we can't go out and play Marvel with our friends anymore like we used to. We still had a very active local scene back in 2019. And then so in 2020, we're like, oh, you know what? Let's try this thing called Parsec. One of my buddies, Fredo, actually was like, hey, Parsec, you guys should play it. And for months, maybe over a year, I was like, nah, I don't want to play that.
So I was totally like that. I'm using Parsec every day now.
Yeah.
And when I first heard about that, I was like, what is this weird thing?
I don't want to play
like
on
that.
that. Yeah. And one of us is on, and so it was this thing. And then, and I was like, you know what, fine, I'll give it a shot. So we gave it a shot. We were just playing off of our PC and other people were connecting. We were having 8-person tournaments and, we had like 10, 15 people watching. Every single person we knew personally. We had no like real audience there when we started. And yeah, we were just having fun with it. And then eventually it started growing and people started hitting us up and was like, hey, oh, can I play? We only had 8-player brackets because, we really couldn't fit anymore. We just had the one setup. And then one of our buddies, somebody I didn't really know him at the time, but a good friend of mine now, Jason, he actually was like, hey, I have this process where you guys can connect to a different, a virtual machine and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, maybe, yeah, whatever. We'll try it out. And he set it all up. And then, from there, we were just, we could have multiple setups at the same time. We're like, well, let's expand these brackets. So the brackets got a little bigger. The viewership got a little bigger. And then, and then from there, Marvel just kept growing. That was the only game we did in 2020. And I remember sometime in the fall, Maximilian was actually watching us.
Ooh, okay.
And he was kind of showing us on his channel.
Yeah, fellow Marvel head.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Obviously, Max is, huge into Marvel.
Yeah.
Every single Marvel game. So, and big supporter of this, Marvel scene. And when he watched us, that brought a lot of viewers to us. And honestly, that was kind of like what really helped us, I guess spring up or, kind of grow, our viewership base and things like that. So he really helped out a lot. And then he did Twitch Rivals for Marvel. And and then from there, it was just like, oh, this is it's still a fun thing. We're not, it's not like, we're going to replace our jobs with it or anything like that. And then Guilty Gear came out in 2021. We're like, oh, you know what? Let's host that too. And then King of Fighters came out. We're like, you know what? Let's do that too. And then we just kept adding every game until it became what it is today. But yeah, it was an interesting experience. So yeah,
Yeah, that seems like it's almost like you guys had to start over again, or not that you had to start over again, but that the process was kind of reset. So the way that you did like offline event stuff was you guys just wanted to do stuff from the game shop and have these kind of late night tournaments. But now with the pandemic era, it was kind of, you guys were just starting with like 8 players or just playing on Parsec, and it's almost like kind of like a reset.